How are we doing today, guys? Hope everyone's doing pretty good lately. As you know, I've been traveling a little bit, and I'm a little sick right now. I actually just got back from Stagecoach. Had a lot of fun there. Wore a Prager U shirt there, which I don't know if they'd want me promoting Prager U there. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, had a lot of fun. So I don't. If I look a little drained in the face, it's because of that and just the gunk that's there in my system right now. So I don't have the makeup artist like all those other fancy shows out there. So this is it right here. Anyway, so there's been a lot that's gone on lately with North Korea and South Korea, and then throwing out there now whether Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize, and a lot of other stuff happening within the states as well. So out of all the news that I could talk about, I just want to talk real quick on the cultural aspect of it. This I can really tie into classrooms as well, since I am the college conservative. So I want to talk about a few culture things real quick. So one of them being, we know the other day we had the White House Correspondents' Dinner, in which Michelle Wolf, very unfunny, very loud and just screechy. She sounds like, isn't that, I think it's like Veronica, I think Veronica from Friends. Some sort of annoying, loud, screechy voice like that. Just tore into Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And I don't mean tore into her as if she debunked a bunch of things that Sarah Huckabee has said or anything like that, but just made fun of her appearance, and then also made some gross statements on abortion. Actually admitted that it was a baby that they were killing. So that's a first. That's good. At least we're now, the left is starting to admit that they're actually killing babies instead of fetuses. So her awful character and attacks on Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and awful physical attacks, verbal attacks on her physical appearance on Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Excuse me. And we see now the backlash from that. We see The Hill today saying that they will no longer be participating in the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is huge. The Hill is a major publication. I expect others to follow this, which just shows that it shows something good. Out of something bad, of course. So it shows something good. It shows that the right is really winning the cultural war right now. The left was winning it for 8 years, or even while Bush was in office. And really, if you want to look at the undertones of culture, the left has been winning for years and years and years, socially speaking. Okay, younger generations and even older generations now are the most liberal they've been in American history when it comes to social attitudes and even economics. We look at the New York Times today. Excuse me, New York Times praising Karl Marx's birthday. His bicentennial birthday. Was it? I may not have been alive then, but I know that 30 years ago we were celebrating when the Iron Gate fell. We were celebrating when the Iron Curtain fell, when the USSR crumbled. We were celebrating that because communism was evil. Everyone knew that. Everyone knew communism was evil, and America, or at least free market capitalism and freedom, was the right way to go, and that we were spearheading that charge. We knew that, but now it seems we've forgotten that. We've forgotten that, and thanks a lot in part of liberal media, of course, of an ever-expanding government, and of liberal professors that shove it down our throats that we need more government, that we need more leftism, we need more progressivism. Okay, progressivism is just progression towards socialism and towards communism. That's all it is. You have to break down America, which is what they're doing, so that you can progress towards a socialist, a Marxist utopia, whatever the crap, whatever they see as the greatest end goal, which would be some sort of Marxist utopia, which is just crap. So anyways, I want to focus on real quick. We see with Candace Owens, right, being a conservative speaker of a conservative voice. I believe she works with Turning Point as well. And we see, Kanye West and Chance the Rapper. Now, Chance, since saying that blacks don't have to be Democrats, Chance has actually reneged that statement. I disagree with that. I think he needs to stick to his guns and not be such a pansy, I'll put it that way. But what he said, no, if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe, and stick up to it. And Kanye West is not some conservative, by the way, folks. He's not some hardcore Republican, whatever. He loves Trump. He's a Trump supporter, of course. Two big egos, love each other. Not surprising there. But what is exciting about it is that he's thinking for himself. Right now, he's going to send out some tweets soon enough that conservatives aren't going to like, I guarantee you. But he's thinking for himself. And that's all we need to be praising right now, because that's a major step for someone who's a cultural icon, who's even a social icon, you could say, in our country right now, especially for the youth. So the reason why this is so important is because, and tying back into what Michelle Wolf said about Sarah Huckabee Sanders at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, is the left speaks fallacies and negatively towards conservatism and conservatives and conservative leaders all the time, especially in the classroom. In the classroom, all the time, no matter how they say it, the way they say it, the examples they use, the expressions on their face, or even just blatantly saying how someone's crazy or not crazy. You know, I had a professor once who claimed that John Bolton was a neocon. Now, a lot of people fall for the fallacy that it is a neocon. He's actually not a neocon. If you really want to look at his record and on his statements on the Iraq War and stuff like that. Moving on. I see professors in the classroom all the time, and my professors just bashing the right, bashing conservatives and bashing conservative ideals. And although we are winning the cultural war, we still have a lot of young people that are corrupted. I just made a video a few weeks ago about of a comment that someone that goes to my school made, and I debunked that whole comment. But this is the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that people are learning. That young kids are learning, and college age students are learning in the classroom. Okay, we're still getting that negativity and those fallacies in the American revisionist history from our professors. Don't kid yourselves. The revision of American history has corrupted so many minds now that have gone all the way back to the baby boomers. Okay, it's sad, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And people think, it truly is the saying, if you repeat a lie enough times, it becomes truth. That's what it is. The left has repeated the lies of American history so much to the point where it's truth, where it's not common sense, where they thought it was common sense that the party switched, which that's been debunked so many times as a joke. Or, you know, common sense that the left cares about the poor, but the conservatives hate the poor. The conservatives don't care about the poor. You know, stupid things like that. And then we see that now with something with really personal to me, with God. You know, you say enough times that God's not real, that or that Christians are bigoted or anything like that, and people are going to start they're bigoted, and they're not going to want to go to God or seek that spiritual aspect of life that, in my opinion, is the most important part of life. Because in the end, that comes down to the right answer of, are we here for a reason or not? So anyways, we are winning. We're winning the cultural war right now. But we need to know that the left is always there. It will never go away, and it will always continue going more radical, more radical, more radical. The best thing we can do right now as conservatives is to show many on the left that, hey, look it, some of you are going too far, and they've hijacked your party of just big government, democratic policies, and have used the social aspect of it, such as trans rights and gay marriage and LGBTQ community. And stuff like that, all that kind of social, and even want to talk about legal immigrants too, about how they're not actually legal. They've used that, and they are now spearheading leftist thought or liberal thought even with that ideology, which has turned into physical, has had physical ramifications that we've seen with Black Lives Matter and other stuff. They're using the more radical aspect of it, and they are really taking charge of the Democratic Party. They have taken charge of the Democratic Party. So we need to show many on the left that, hey, look it, if you're for bigger government and stuff like that and more progressive social issues, fine. I disagree with it. I think most of it's unconstitutional. I think there's a more libertarian way to go about it. But fine. We can have a structured debate there. But once you start putting out stuff like hate speech, so now you make laws against it, well, now you're just shutting up, obviously, the other side through force. That's all you're doing. And that's tyrannical. That's exactly what the Founding Fathers didn't want. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to touch upon a couple of things that have really showed that are kind of are good examples of where our country is culturally speaking right now. And we really see this great divide right now ever since the election, 2 years in, basically. So, folks, know that, yes, you need to have the confidence to speak up for yourself and to defend your thoughts. But know that the war is just getting started, okay? You need to stay strong in the classroom. need to always question what your teachers say. I know they say this a lot. I say this a lot, but it needs to be drilled into everyone. They need to start thinking for themselves. And when they see political icons and cultural icons like Kanye West, start saying things that for free thought. I don't agree with most of the things he agrees with. He thinks, I'm sure. But still, for him to be saying that, that should be hopefully waking up a lot of kids in college and in high school even. And to be seeing that, and seeing how Michelle Wolf attacked Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and seeing how that happens in the classroom a lot, maybe not that abrasive, but it still happens to the point where, kids start believing these lies about conservatives. Okay, conservatism is under attack. It's under attack by professors, and we as conservatives and as a society need to just continue pushing and pushing against their American revisionist history. That's what we need to keep doing. So, folks, continue fighting the good fight. If you want to make a video on some sort of question you have, please comment below, or maybe send me a message over Instagram. Thank you so much. I'll be coming up with more videos, and I'll be making them more frequently, so I'm excited about that. My name is Wyatt, and I'm the College Conservative.